If the tanks succeed, then victory shall follow. Heinz Guderian. And this is Heroic Armored Company, and this is probably a game you've never heard of. It came out like a year ago. Other than World of Tanks, that's the only tank game I think most people know of, but this game came out. It's from a Chinese developer. I think it's one guy that made this, which is pretty damn impressive. It's a tank game. It's got simplified controls. The easiest way to explain it is, it feels like, what if Ace Combat met tanks, and you have this game, but you don't have the big budget of a AAA company, but the graphics still look super sweet. That gives you an idea of what this game's like. So, yeah, this is the best graphics I've ever seen for a tank game. This is kind of like the tank game we dreamt of in the SNES era, where, you know, we had to use our imaginations to fill in the gaps. I think it was like Super Battle Tank on the SNES, but this is like the closest game I feel that's come, except for maybe World of Tanks, I guess, to the tank dream. So, anyways, the controls, as I said, they're super easy. Use the F1 keys to change the view, so the inside the cockpit, and then there's, I think, right in front of the cannon, or right behind the cannon rather, and then you can actually use your mouse wheel and move the camera, gradually ease the camera behind your tank as well. So there's a lot of options. There's like a night vision mode, which apparently isn't up to spec right now. It's not, as soon as there's any smoke it can't handle really do anything. And then there's night vision, and then there's another one, I've forgotten it. But anyways, yeah, so you can switch it that way. There's a number of weapons you can choose with a numerical pad, there's like some sort of cluster weapon I used. I don't know what that was. I've never seen that before, and I'm not a tank expert, so anyways, yes, the mouse obviously moves your tank cannon around it, so the controls are pretty straightforward, and then the keys move your actual tank forward, backwards, and just like you would expect from a tank, moving left to right is cumbersome, but that's how they move. So anyways, you can unlock new tanks with more experience. I played it for a bit. The tutorial is kind of slow moving. They really want you to learn how to play, but it's an invaluable experience. So you unlock new tanks with experience. You get more ammo with money. There's 5 levels in story mode so far. This game is obviously still in early access, so there's probably a lot more improvements. I saw the story mode came in August apparently, so there's been updates, recent updates, and then there's 5 missions in mission mode. And there's apparently pickups. I don't think I saw any, I don't remember seeing any, but it's kind of like Mario Kart in that sense. There's a number of cons. As I said, the graphics are amazing. It's the best looking tank game I've ever seen personally. There's a lot of point and click gameplay involved, so you see an enemy, you zoom in, you target it, and the cool thing is you can actually target more than one tank at once. You can't fire more than once because tanks can't do that, but it's cool. You can like toggle them up on your HUD and then fire. Your tank reloads the cannon or whatever it fires, mortar, I don't know what it is, and then you can just pick off the tanks one by one. So in the tutorial there's like 5 tanks, you just take them out one after the other after it's loaded. So there's a lot of that, unfortunately, so it's kind of repetitive in that sense. There's a lot of driving through barren and lifeless landscapes as well. You don't really notice it at first because it's exciting to see like such a gorgeous looking tank game. But yeah, once you realize like, okay, there's not a lot going on in the environment, even though the environment looks good, it's pretty lifeless. And with occasional combat. Unfortunately, when you damage an enemy on the side, it's the same as if you damage them on the front, which isn't apparently accurate to how tanks actually operate in real life. Apparently there's damage varies if you hit the front or the side, in terms of like visually, but apparently it doesn't that is just like an overall damage meter, unfortunately. So the AI right now is really weak. They don't really use any sort of tactics. They sort of like just drive towards you, from what I've seen. So that's unfortunate. That's an area definitely needs improvement. And also the missions are not very interesting. Most of the time you're going to be defending a point, and from what I've seen, you know, there's a lot of point and click going on there. So anyways, the game is still in early access, as I said. It's gradually improving. With more improvements, I can see this being an 8.5 out of 10. I can't think of any other modern tank games that look this good, and it's actually why I picked it up and wanted to review it. And it's fun for like a layman to sit down and just, you know, point and click and play this game. There's a number of different like officers you can choose from. The U.S. military, Chinese, I think it was French, I don't remember, Russian, and then a number of different tanks from those different areas of the world. So that's cool that you can unlock, and there's like, you can make progress there. I'd say like check it out. The environments need more work in terms of, you know, just animals or something going on, more buildings, I don't know, and just the AI. Apparently the friendly AI rams you if you're in their way, so that needs improving. They're not very friendly if they take you out. Without the tweaks, I would say this is a 7.5 that needs more polishing, but it's got a lot of promise, which, you know, at least the engine's there. These tweaks, you know, they would take time, but at least, you know, the basics of this game, the foundations are quite solid. So anyways, tanks, because any problem caused by a tank can be solved by a tank. So keep on gaming and keep on tanking. Tank off. Bye.